If you search healthy habits on the internet, you will absolutely, no doubt, be bombarded with a mile-long list of habits ranging from very simple to extremely complicated with no way to tell which ones are actually going to help you. Hi, my name is Jessica. I'm a former nurse practitioner turned health and mindset coach, and I teach people how to create their dream life and find true, lasting wellness. If that sounds like something you want, then just keep watching. So where do we start? How do you actually know what things to incorporate into your life that will improve your life? Let's talk about it. To be fair, it is important to try out different habits and see which ones actually feel in alignment with you, which ones feel good to you, which ones don't feel very good, which things feel like they're wasting your time. It's important to try out different things in your search to creating your best healthy routine that suits you the best. But these 7 habits helped me completely change my life and go from broke, sad, miserable, barely making it through each day to abundant, happy, joyful, living my dream life. Number 1, going to bed earlier and waking up earlier. Bear with me. I know that doesn't sound very appealing, but it can seriously create a cascade of so many good changes in your life that it's worth listening to. This doesn't have to happen overnight. It's not something that tonight I go to bed 2 hours earlier and wake up 2 hours earlier tomorrow. If you try and do that, you're not going to be very happy, and it's probably not going to happen. You might make it through one go round of that, but it's not going to last very long. It probably won't last past day 2. I'm just telling you, I've been there, I've tried it, and it doesn't work. So how do you make yourself wake up earlier, go to bed earlier, and just prioritize sleep more? It starts with very small incremental changes. Going to bed 15 minutes earlier, waking up 15 minutes earlier. That's usually what I recommend starting with. If you need to go as little as 5 or 10, go ahead and do that. I think 15, 30, 45 is a really manageable progression. And that doesn't mean 15 minutes today and 30 minutes tomorrow. That means going to bed 15 minutes earlier tonight and waking up 15 minutes earlier tomorrow, and doing that for a week, maybe 2 weeks, until you feel like, okay, this isn't a chore anymore. I feel like this is just my new schedule. Then you hit 30 and you do that for the same duration. And then 45. And you keep on with that until you feel good with your bedtime and your wake up time. On average, if the kids are acting right and everything is going smoothly, I like to be in bed by 8:30. Sometimes it's 9, closer to 9:30, but at least by 9. If I'm not in bed, in the room doing my bedtime routine by 9, absolute latest 9:15, I'm not a very pleasant person. And that's because I wake up at 4:15. That took about a year to get to that point. From when I started waking up earlier, it took maybe even a little bit more than a year to get to that 4:15 wake up time. And just to dispel a myth here, morning people, early risers, it doesn't always mean that it's easy to wake up at that time. I was just telling my husband the other day that probably 50% of the time, if not 60% of the time, when I get up, when my alarm clock goes off at 4:15, I fight with myself. I fight with myself to sleep a little bit longer because sleep feels good. But what gets you up and out of bed is knowing what your goals are. And so that is another huge motivating factor to changing your life, is having some goals. They can be big, huge goals, 5-10 year goals. You want to have a vacation home somewhere overseas or something like that, something huge that you're working towards. Or it can be more short-term goals. Whatever it is, having some sort of goals that you're working towards is a really important factor in making these changes, in improving your life and having the desire to improve your life. And it is like a snowball effect. You make a little change and you hit one of your goals and you're like, oh, I can actually do this. So then you set a bigger goal and you hit it and you're like, okay, I got this. And then you start getting excited about it. What do I want to create in my life? Go big. You don't have to think small. Go big. No restrictions at all. What do you want in your life? It starts with making these small changes, like going to bed earlier and waking up earlier, prioritizing your sleep, and these next 6 habits. Number 2, this is one that you've probably heard so many times and you're probably sick of hearing about it. Don't scroll just yet. Gratitude journaling is something that I started very early on in my wellness journey. And when I say it completely changed everything for me, completely changed the game for me, I mean that so literally. Just getting a new notebook and making it a point every night or every morning, whenever you want to do it, to write down 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. Writing the same thing every day is not the goal of this. The goal is to get you to think outside the box, get you to think about the other things that you're grateful for, things that you probably take for granted, like the fresh air outside, the sunshine in the morning, the smell after it rains, the feeling of your feet in the sand, the feeling of hugging a close family member, or sitting and having a chat and a glass of wine with one of your friends. Things like that, that take a little bit more, looking. Challenge yourself to just a month. Start with just a month of every single day writing down 5 things you're grateful for, whether it's in the morning or before you go to bed at night, and make it be something different every day. How do I have 150 different things I'm grateful for? If you sit down and try and think of them now, could you come up with them? Yeah. It might be a little bit more difficult, but when you do it at 5 at a time every day, it comes a lot easier. And the thing is, once you start doing it, noticing those things becomes easier, because you start thinking throughout the day like, hey, I'm going to write this in my journal tonight. Or when you look back on your day, you're like, that was an awesome thing. I'm so grateful that happened. Like stuff like that. Like, I was late for work today and I'm so happy that happened because I met this new person, or I ran into a friend I haven't seen in a long time. Stuff like that. Challenge yourself to get creative with the stuff that you are grateful for. And I promise, if you do that consistently, you will notice big changes in your life. Number 3 is meditation. And this is another one that I know that you've heard so many times. It's because it really makes a huge impact. The thing with meditation is it's just like exercise. It takes time to get good at it. It takes time to feel confident doing it. But you're never going to get to that place of feeling good about it without starting it. And when you start it, it feels uncomfortable. It feels awkward. It feels like, I'm horrible at this. But just tell yourself that feeling horrible at it is a good sign, because that means you're trying something that you haven't done before, something that has umpteen benefits, physical health benefits, mental health benefits, overall quality of life benefits. So many things that meditation creates in your life, gives you for life. So many things. The ability to create that calmness within yourself. It is literally magic. I mean, maybe not literally, okay, but it kind of is actually. If you do some like visualization meditation and start visualizing the things that you want to create in your life, it kind of does feel like magic. So anyways, meditation, huge one. Huge, huge, huge one. Number 4, I kind of just mentioned it in the last one, but exercise. I mean, we can't talk about healthy habits without talking about exercise, right? Exercise is kind of like the foundation for creating a healthier life. Most people start with exercise. You start with exercise or you start with eating healthier. That's kind of like the gateway into the healthier living, conversation, right? So exercise is, in my opinion, essential. You cannot have a healthy, wholesome, well lifestyle without some form of movement. Exercise can look different for everyone. You can like dancing, you can like swimming, you can like going on long hikes, you can like strength training, you can like all different types of things. The important part is moving your body. Moving your body in a way that makes you feel good. That is what's going to create that desire to improve every other aspect of your life and help you feel like you're doing something truly good for yourself. If you're forcing yourself to do a kind of exercise that you hate, if I were to make myself run every day, oh my goodness, I would not be very happy. I love strength training. I love volleyball. I love going for walks outside. Those are the things that I do. I don't try and force myself to run just because, running has benefits. Okay, sure it does. But so do many other types of activity. And like I said, the most important thing is that you're moving your body. Number 5, grounding. This is one that is a little bit more out there. It's not really out there when you know how it works, but a lot of people don't really know that this is a thing. I talk to a lot of people about this kind of stuff, and grounding is one that feels a little bit more woo-woo, a little bit more on that side. The line is here, and we have exercise and nutrition and going for walks and meditation. Grounding and scripting and visualization is a little bit on the other side of the line. I'm perfectly aware of that, and I practice things on both sides of that line because that's how you get that comprehensive, well-rounded, all the bases covered wellness, that good, juicy life, that real good quality living. Livin. Grounding. Literally touching the ground or a tree or the water. It's as simple as it sounds. You're grounding your body on the earth, putting your feet in the grass, walking in the water, sitting in the sand, touching a tree, hugging a tree. Just like all these other things, putting your body in contact with the earth has so many benefits. It helps reduce inflammation. It helps give you an overall sense of calm, reduces stress. It makes you feel just better. Just that, like, I don't really know why I feel better, but I do. Take your shoes off and go walk in the grass or go walk in the water at the beach and tell me you don't feel better than you did before that. Number 6, this is another one that is not really commonly thought of in the healthy habits game, but it's a big one because most of us do this on some level. No negative self-talk. Self-talk is literally the conversation that you have with yourself in your head. Negative self-talk being things like, oh, I can't do that, or, oh, I'm so bad at this, or I could never learn how to do that, or why do I even try things because I fail at everything. You'd be surprised at how many people have these type of thoughts on a not just daily basis, hourly basis. If you think things like, man, I really messed up on my diet today, or I'm a failure because I didn't work out today, or ugh, I suck because I missed the gym for a week. If you think things like that, that, my friend, is negative self-talk. And if you can get rid of that, it will completely change your life. I used to be a pretty big negative self-talker, and I can proudly say that I don't do any anymore. Now, is there moments where you get, hormonal or something and you get a little bit frustrated with something? Sure. But I never, ever say things like, I'm stupid, or I can't do that, or I'm such a failure, or why do I even try? I never say things like that anymore. And when I tell you that it has taken my confidence from average to way up here, and it can do the exact same thing for you, but it starts with noticing those thoughts when you have them and doing your part in rewording them, rephrasing them. Ugh, why do I even try? I can never do good at anything I try to do. I'm a work in progress. And if they can do it, I can do it. So I'm going to try it again. Simple shifts like that. We go much deeper into this in my last video, but simple shifts like that are the difference between where you are now and where you want to be. And finally, number 7. And this is a big one. Another one that we don't really think about that often, but it's a huge one, a little bit more advanced. But if you can do this, when you can do this, you will see how important it actually is. Number 7 is protecting your energy. Everything is energy. Energy is everything. If you let bad energy into your bubble, it will come out of you. You will have angry moments. You'll have sad moments. You'll feel just kind of blah. Like, why do I feel so bad? Well, maybe it was from the scrolling that you did earlier and all the negative junk that you let yourself watch. Maybe it's from watching the news, because same thing. All of the negative things that happen on there, it is impossible for you to watch it or pay attention to it and not be affected by it. Impossible. So learning what things or what people don't make you feel great and distancing yourself from that, turning the news off, not watching it at all, turning off social media if you see something that makes you not really feel good, or limiting your scrolling, or only following accounts that make you feel good. That is something that I've also done, is gone through and unfollowed people that are all about, oh, well, exercise and you can lose weight, or you have to earn your food, stuff like that I used to follow. I've unfollowed all of those accounts. People that talk about negative stuff, or like that get all worked up about stuff. Don't let that energy into your life. Seriously. Your energy is everything. Noticing that and then doing your part to protect it. Like I said, sometimes people can be a trigger. In my last video, I talked about how others can't affect you or shouldn't be able to affect your mood, and that you're the only one to control that. And I mean that. But that doesn't mean that someone else's energy can't start coming into your vibe. But where your control comes back is distancing yourself from those people. Giving yourself space from people that don't really have good vibes. If you notice that every time you hang out with this one friend, you leave feeling low, you leave feeling drained. You're not just tired. You had the energy sucked out of you by this negative person. It might be a hard pill to swallow. If that was a really good friend that you've had for most of your life, that might be a really hard pill to swallow. But if you start distancing yourself, and you can still have surface level interaction if you choose to. But when you start distancing yourself from people that bring your energy down, you will see, oh, wow, I feel like I can breathe again. I don't dread going to work every day, or I don't dread talking to this person all the time, because I'm distanced myself from them. I've given myself, space from them, and their energy doesn't affect me so much anymore. So, number 7, protect your energy. So there you have it. All 7 healthy habits that I incorporate into my life now, that I have gone through plenty of trial and error to figure out which things benefit me the most, and I'm sharing them with you. So let me know which ones you already do, or which ones you think you might try, in the comments, and make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss my next video. Bye, guys.